Hello, friends. It's Dale. Welcome back for day 3 of messing around with my bathroom. Okay, so where I left it off yesterday, I believe it was yesterday. Yeah, sometimes days seem so far away when they were only like 12 hours ago. All right, so I had a few things to finish up for yesterday, and that was just basically to finish covering up the entire floor and just sealing over gaps and things like that that were there before. So there is a gap. If you look where the water lines come through, you can see obviously that there's a gap in there. And there's different things that you can do about that. You can put great stuff in, the kind that is maybe more flexible. So it's not, I don't think it would do anything to pipes, like for window frames and stuff like that. You need a more flexible one. But this one is exact for the vent pipe because that's a 1.5 inch pipe. All right. So it makes sense because these are 1.5 inch little hole covers, those little nickel or chrome hinge covers to make it look nice. But I like the idea of putting the water lines through there because I can, because it's my floor. So the thing that I need to do now, I don't really want to cut this down yet. Okay. See, this is the old P-trap here. And I am going to have to cut it down because maybe not, maybe not. I don't know. The thing is that the benefit of not paying attention before you go shopping, even when you tell yourself, hey, you got to pay attention to everything because you don't want to have to run back a bunch of times. It's that you get things that are similar to what you're looking for because you think, oh, that's it, I got it, I'm out of here. And then you don't like triple check it. Uh, so you get to learn the variety of things that are similar to the other things that you work with, which is what is happening right now. So what I had gotten was this snappy trap. This is a universal drain kit. Now, when I was looking for it at Home Depot, I was looking for it based on a kit that I had gotten the previous year of this one. Now, can anybody see a big obvious difference if I had just like looked at the bag that I had used last year? Well, one is the color, this one is orange, and this one is purple. And another thing is the sink. Because I was looking at this and I was like, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look like what I used last year. But there was a big ass ladder in front of where I was searching for this stuff. And I didn't even know Home Depot kind of has like 3 plumbing aisles. But they don't really call them all plumbing. And so sometimes where you think you're going to find something or where you found it a previous year, it's not going to be in that same exact space. So I was just like doing that thing of where I'm like, I don't like to be outside of my house. So I found the thing that looks like what I need and I grabbed it and went. Okay, so that's not what I'm trying to tell you is it's not really what I needed, though it could probably do the job. But I also don't know if I really need this whole kit because of I just might not. Okay. So anyway, my next step here is to I have these shelves. All right. So well, you can only see that it's a pole. It's a pole. But look, it's one of these little shelves, and I showed it that it's going to be the bottom of the sink. All right. So I have 2 shelves on each side, but I know for sure this vent is like in the way for me just pushing the shelving unit up in there. So I thought, well, this is going to be weird. I'm going to have to take these 4 poles and somehow make them stand up so I can like fit the shelves over it. And boy, sometimes our brain is just so silly the way that it thinks of things. Because then as the shelf started to like fall apart as I was adjusting it and trying to pull the shelving units off of the poles, I just realized like, oh yeah, it collapses down to the bottom when you don't have the little compressor things in there. I don't even know what to call them. These little things that put tension within the shelf part here so that it doesn't fall below that level. So once they're removed, then the unit falls all the way down. The shelf itself falls all the way down to the ground. Okay, watch what I'm saying. And this one it won't. Oh yeah, it will because it just broke. This is a little bit like comedy because everything is falling apart right now. Okay, so anyway, the whole point is that I am going to start off with cutting this part out. I'm going to cut through this section right here of all 3 shelves. And then once I have them cut, then I'm going to try to wiggle them around the vent pipe that we already have here. Okay. All right. Time for me to just do it, and I'll show you what I'm doing afterwards. Okay, Pumpkin and I just want to come back on and say that our first plan didn't work with these little like pin snips. These are meant for cutting metal-y things. All right, so that really, really did not work because I thought, oh, I'll just be able to snip each wire individually. But instead, multi-tool came to the rescue, and it's amazing. It's so I always thought it was kind of like weak sauce when it comes to tools, and I thought a sawzall is better just because it's like beefier and whatever. It's like the multi-tool, if you remember when they started like introducing us to toothbrushes that had like supersonic speed, it was like sonic toothbrush care, where it was actually the vibration was what was helping to break down and remove like the stuff from your teeth, as opposed to just the physical action. That's sort of the difference between the Sawzall and the multi-tool. It's like they're doing the same thing, but the multi-tool starts on a low vibration and then it picks up the speed to where it's like that is what starts to dismantle whatever you're cutting through. It's quite amazing. Okay, you should give one a try if you never have. And especially because you can make such clean flush cuts. If you see that, like, yeah, it's still it's still sharp, but don't just don't be stupid with your stuff, okay? If you know what you're working with, then like understand the precautions that you need to take. So, but this should still provide all the structural stability. Now, I came in to just see how much more I need to go down, because no matter what, no matter if I cut this shorter or not, well, that's not true. If I cut this down, then I might not have to cut more bars off of this, but I really don't mind getting rid of this whole last row here, though I kind of wanted to just like have a little bit just for the cohesive look of it from the outside. And if I wanted to know exactly where it was going to end up, it will, I could dry fit the whole thing again and figure out. But I know that if I cut down four more of these, three or four more of these, then that's going to be enough cutting in order to get all three shelves to fit over this. Okay, because I have to do it with three. And the multi-tool was the best case scenario because I'm always looking for the fastest way to do things because today this is the thing is like I didn't mind putting in all the work on day one. I was like, yay, I'm going to come to my final product. And then day two, I was like, okay, I was really frustrated on day one because I didn't have the things that I needed to in order to get any further. And it was just like the time of day that I couldn't go any further. And now I sort of know um, what the issues are and what is going to be involved in finishing it. However, because this time I have been lollygagging around and still doing the work, like, but doing it slowly. Because normally I'm like, girl, if you can't get it done in one day, you suck at everything in life that is holy and you will like just be a failure forever. But yesterday I was like, you know what? I want to do nothing all day. So I was like, okay, I can do nothing all day in between getting things done, right? So so that's what I did. I like vacuumed, I made candles, I worked a little bit on this stuff. And by today, I don't even remember that I did those things. I do feel like I got to like relax and chill the way that I wanted to. So yeah, so I'm adopting this way of life of like if I need to lollygag my way through the day in order to get a few steps done, and like, so it takes me 3 days instead of one, but it gets done as opposed to never being done. Well, then I guess that's how I just have to do it. So I'm going to go back out and I'm going to finish cutting these shelves. Okay. It was way easier to just get the work done than to keep talking about it. So this is what I did today. Here's a cat because he wants to be on screen. Can you move? Can you move? So you can't really see what's going on here too much as far as what I did because there's a cat in the way. But I still haven't worked on the drain yet. But I have everything else attached. I had to cut holes into the butcher block, and because that's so thick, it took quite a while. And I just used like a drill. I used a drill bit to work around the circle that had to be cut for this sink and just basically like perforated it and then went in with a jigsaw and cut it out. There's other ways to do it, but that's the way I used. Okay, so That's it for today. Everything is still just dry set into place, right? So all the holes and things are cut for this. And because I did end up shifting this over to make this sink even with the table or with the whole, well, it was a table. So because I centered it, now it actually does get in the way of the mirror, so the mirror won't open, but that's okay because I don't plan on keeping that mirror anyway, because I want one that is larger and, takes up approximately the same space as the sink does. Okay. Well, the whole table of the sink. You know what I'm talking about. All right. I'm out for today. Bye.